Hey, good evening. I wasn't expecting. Welcome to the 5Cs. This is Planet Head. Wasn't planning on doing a video just right now, but I realized I was about to do something that I'm not completely sure is explained real well for new players. Um, so I thought I would just go over it really briefly and then maybe just do some flying around. Um, I have moved my um, exploration ship over to my home base and did some looking around there. And if you've watched my videos in the past, my current character that I'm playing with, Robert Gould Shaw, I have 3 characters on my account. He is the only guy that I wasn't skilling up actively. I was just using the backup skill points that I've accumulated over time to give me what I needed, as I wanted him to be my main character for the CEO, to be the CEO of my corporation. I did decide just now to shut down one of my players' skilling and move it over to the skilling over to Mr. Shaw. One thing that I want to do in the future, the 2 characters that I had skilling, I got that special bonus 3 months ago where you can have your, it was a half price. You have 1 character on an account skilling, and then the other character for 3 months skilling as well, but for really no cost. So it's basically 50% off. I'm basically probably going to do that for good now. It only comes up so often. I think maybe every 6 months or so, or whenever it does. But as soon as that comes up, I'm gonna grab a hold of it because I think it might even be one of the best deals you can get if you're an active player. Um, but when I'm not doing that, I will probably focus my skilling on either Mr. Shaw here or Amos, who is the other character that I'm going to bring over my more skilled up character to the corporation. I haven't had the time to fly him over here, so I'm just going to mess with Mr. Shaw here. But what I wanted to show was what I was about to do, and then delve a little bit deeper into it because I really don't feel it's explained that well to new players, and they can lose a lot of time at the beginning and a lot of skilling if they don't do it this way. Me, I'm not one of those guys who tries to get as many skill points as possible. I just use them as they come along. But if you are a power gamer or just somebody who really wants to focus on getting their biggest bang for their buck, this might be really helpful. And you might find that the sooner you do it, the better. So, as you can see, I've skilled up only some basic stuff for Mr. Shaw, except for his social standings. And the last one that I really wanted to bump up here was his connection standing for now, and then I'll probably put some of these others in here because he is going to be my CEO. Um, and he's going to be running my missions for me. Uh, so I dumped level 5 of connections in here. As you can see down here below, it's at 15 days. Right here, I've got enough skill points to probably do like 2 days, maybe. So I don't have enough to fill that in, so I thought I'd throw it in. The second part to look at here is, and this is where I don't really feel that they explain it very well, is your character attributes. And if I remember correctly, it is here. Yep, character attributes here. So every character starts off with 20s across the board except for charisma, which is a 19. And the higher your points in each area directly affects how fast you skill up certain skills. So, from my understanding, I think that is the only thing that your attributes affect, but it is incredibly important. Um, so, to increase your numbers here, there's 2 things that you can do. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm missing one, please comment in the messaging. The first is I can add an implant. And as I've been doing my storyline distribution missions, I've slowly been accumulating some implants. Now, these are all level 2 implants. I've also been able to pick up, if you do the career missions, they'll give you some low uh, level 1 missions implants. These are just basic ones to get you used to doing it. They give them to you, but I don't think they really explain it well. So what you can do is take these implants and obviously just implant them into your brain. Once they're implanted, they cannot be removed without being destroyed. So you want to make your choices very carefully. Um, and what I like to do is only focus implants on skills that I'm currently working on for my character. Uh, and this might get a little bit involved, but there are ways that you can do that without putting yourself at more risk of losing value. The higher the implant, the more it's worth. Implants can also have multiple bonuses. Not going to go down that road. We're just focused on attributes. But a level 1 implant will run anywhere from 10,000 to a million ISK, or free from the career agents. A level 2 implant that I have in my cargo bay here normally runs about, as you can see here, 4.2, 4.1, 4.6, and 4.3 million. So not that bad. A level 3 implant usually runs about 10 million ISK. When you get really expensive, and this is when you start getting to level 4s and level 5s and the specialized ones, those can run into the tens of millions to hundreds of millions of ISK per implant. So the first thing you want to look at so I'm only going to be doing level 2s because I really don't need to be jumping up that high. I'm not a big uh, skill guy. At least right now. Down the road, when I'm doing a skill that might take 45 days, I definitely want those bonuses in there. But right now, I just want to get the regular bonus. So how do I do that? Well, I can just plug these in. Why would I not want to plug all 4 of these in? Because you're only gaining the bonus for the skill that you're currently training. So as you can see here, limited memory, if you pull it up here, its attribute that it gives you is 2 points in your memory modifier. I'm not going to show you all these, but same thing here. Limited neural gives you 2 points in your willpower. So as you can see here, he's got 20 here. That would bump up my memory to 22, and it would bump up my willpower to 22. The other ones that I have here would be helpful too. The social one here, and also the perception. I don't have the last one. I can't remember which one yet, but I'll accumulate it. So why not just dump all 4 of these in? Well, if I get blown up, they all go away. And if I'm not using one currently, that would just be a waste. So how do I figure out which ones to plug in? Well, it's actually very simple. You just go to your skill base, go to the skill that you're working on, and it should tell you, if I'm not mistaken, which skills, if you just show info, are rated to it. So your attributes, its primary attribute is charisma, its secondary is intelligence. So if I'm only training this skill, then these are the only 2 that I want to boost. Another quick note, if you hover over each one of your items here, this is even faster. Each one of the skill areas only works with specific attributes. So right here, I'm doing a social, which is connections. If I hover over it, charisma, intelligence. Every skill in here, all of these skills need charisma and intelligence. Whereas if I was wanting to learn how to fly every ship out there, I'd do perception, willpower. So again, this is where you would figure out what am I focused on doing all the time. Try to put those implants in. So to give you an idea of what I'm looking for here, we're just going to pull out a notepad. Whee! so I have it up here because it's gonna. I don't want to shut it off because I want to get the biggest bang for my buck. But we're gonna write down really quickly how many days I have left. So right now I've got 15 days, 3 hours, and roughly 10 minutes left. Okay. Now looking at social, I need charisma and intelligence. So I'll go over here into my inventory. My brain is not functioning. Let's get rid of some of these windows here. Brain is not functioning. Okay. There's my inventory. Thank you. So I need social and intelligence. Now I don't think I have an intelligence one here, if I'm not mistaken. That's perception. Showing. And that's willpower. So I do not have a level 2. Let's see if I have a level 1. Oops. It's just junk. Nope, I do not have an intelligence implant. So we're only going to be able to do the social one at this point. Could I go buy one? Yeah, I don't care right now. Like I said, I'm not a power gamer anymore, at least with this game. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to input my social level 2 social or plug it in adapter. Implants, and it gives you a little warning. Implants are lost when unplugged and when you die. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes, I am. I very rarely actually hit the don't ask me this again because I want that last chance. So let's take a quick gander. If you notice here, instantaneously, I went from 15 days, 3 hours, and 10 minutes to 14 days, 3 hours. I gained a full day of time for skilling up this one particular skill with only putting one implant in. So that's a huge bonus for anybody who's trying to skill up quickly, or at least, let's say you're going on a trip. You want to have your implants in there. I really don't feel this is explained. There are definitely some sites and some videos out there, but frankly, unless you're looking specifically for that, I don't feel like it's actually out there. So anybody who watches the stream, or not the stream, I don't have a stream, the videos that I do, hopefully this helps you. Other really quick things, there is one other really fast way that you can increase your attributes. We'll just go back over to it. But you want to be very careful with this. Remember before when I was over here and I had all my attributes right here? And charisma was actually at 19. Now that I have the implant in, it has a 21. And if you want to see which implants you actually have, if I'm not mistaken, you go to augmentations and it'll tell you right here. You can pull up the info on it and it's got the level 2. So that's what I have plugged in. I could still add an intelligence one and that will keep me upgrading faster. So back over to my attributes. So the last way, or the second most popular way to increase your skills is to remap. Remap, if you remember correctly, my character starts off with 20s in all the numbers, and then click on, and charisma was at 19. When you remap your character, and I'm just going to hit it here, you can reduce different skills and add them to your bases. Okay? It also shows what bonuses you're getting off your implants. The only issue with this, and you want to be very careful with this, I've read up a little bit and hopefully I'm 100% right on this. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. I'm not going to do it because I'm not sure after I get done with my connection skill if I want to move on to something else. Cancel. Right here, you get 2 bonus remaps to start the game off. So right off the bat, day 1, if you know that you want all of your skills in flying spaceships, remap your stuff over to, you want to learn every ship known to man, remap your skills over to perception and willpower, dump your social, dump your intelligence, down to 17s and raise those other ones up, because you just saw how just putting an augmentation onto it can bump me up. Those will help you as well. If you're doing a lot of different skills, you don't want to do that because you want to get the biggest bang for your buck. But you can only do it twice. And then, if I'm not mistaken, once every 365 days, you will be replenished with one of those. Now, I'm not sure if you can go over two, but I think you get one more. And I'll have to wait quite a while to see if I can get three, because I'm not going to switch this guy up. I'm just going to leave him with his base amounts. Like I said, I'm not a power gamer with him. I'm more about just having some fun. But if you are wanting to do this, be very careful with that. The last thing that I have to say with this, and I haven't gotten a whole lot into it, and I'll spend more time when I get into clones, because I haven't done a lot with clones, but I do know that people will use what are, I can't remember the word for it, they're basically skill clones. They will buy expensive skill augmentations and throw them into one clone, and then create a second clone that they fly around with and do their PvP and their dangerous stuff in. So, and then jump when they end their day, or they're doing stuff that they're not worried about, they will jump into the clone that has the big skill point or augmentations. But when they're doing stuff that's scary, they'll jump into the other one. They'll jump back and forth. Now, on my level, that doesn't matter to me, because the augmentations that I'm putting in are not that expensive and easy to get a hold of. I need, as you saw, 4 million ISK to, if I wanted to, go out and buy that intelligence level 2 that I was doing. And for me to bounce back and forth between the two, it would be a waste of time in my book. Whereas if somebody had a bunch of level 5s in there that had bonuses, and these implants can get very intricate. You can get the skill bonuses on top of them, then you can get extra bonuses to your lesser skills, and they can actually bonus up if you have a set of these implants. Those are ones that I think would be very helpful to have a specific clone for. So I brushed over that briefly, but something if you want to do, I'm not going to be doing it anytime soon, but if you want to read up on it or look into it, that is a brief explanation of that. So that's about it for that. If you don't want to see me flying, you can log out now. I am going to, I'm in my probe. I've just been running missions lately, like distribution missions. I want to go do something. So let's just take a look at the map. I'm in my home base here. I want to just do some scanning for a little while. Here's Himitar. Here, I'm in Oromolov right here. I want to get to Losec. Now, Losec isn't too far away. There's Losec right here. And then over here is Faction Warfare Space, Losec. So I'm thinking if I want to do some scanning, I probably want to do it over here. So we're going to head on over to Pator and head that way. Just pull that back up here. I'm going to pull the map over here so I have it. It's a little bit of a jump, but that's a nice thing with a frigate. You're not too worried about it. My character, like I've said before, does not have a bunch of skills, but now that I am actively skilling him, let's take a look at his scanning skills, see if I can upgrade those a little bit. So scanning, I'm at 3 and 3. So astrometric. I think I'm going to go ahead. Now, I don't really need that. That's a timer. Now, all of these I could use, but I'm just trying to think of things that would be helpful. Increases scan probe strength. I think I'll do that one. Now, here's the kicker. You saw what I just talked about. Oops. Let's see here. We want to go to Anga. Good. I work at my job. Half the time I have two monitors, the other half of the time I'm just on my laptop. Not having the second monitor all the time drives me insane. Um, Now here's the kicker right here. So remember how I threw that social um, implant in? Now I have usurped my connections with my astronomic range finding. So scanning does intelligence and memory. My other one did intelligence and charisma. So when I get back home, if I'm going to start throwing in a few scanning skills in while I'm playing over the next couple week or two, I definitely want to throw in one more implant, and that would be my. Let me just hover it over here again because I forgot my memory. So see how they can kind of overlap. One of them uses both intelligence, both, which obviously, ironically, I don't have an implant for. So you can put three of them in if you really want to, but there's no real reason to put all five in there unless you're actively skilling something for it. Because let's say somehow I jump into low sec right now and I get blown up, and then I get potted. Those are gone. Alrighty, so we're going to go to Pator. I like Pator. I just made my first very bad lore video, and I saved it because I want to try to put an opening tile on it, and then I'll publish it. Like I was saying before, I want to start using that for my growth of videos. Rather than this where I'm just talking, I want to try to start making lore videos about things. And I did just a small video about the system of Pator that I'm about to jump into. I should post that later on today or tomorrow, one of the two. It is just basically delving into the history of Pator and the history of the Mimitar. Here's Pator. Awesome. We're going to go up to a mold. A mold. Ironically, I'm going to be having to take up a flooring area around a dishwasher tomorrow because it leaked and I got to clear out the water that's there because of the possibility that it might grow mold. So I'm going to a mold. You didn't need to know that. But the video, Pator is, if I'm pronouncing it right, is the home system for the Minotaur, where they originated from. There's a lot of history around it, so I did a video about that. It's not the best in the world. It's like I've always done. It's kind of jumping out there first. But I'm thinking if I do these lore videos, okay, so there we go. It's starting to bug me. I was worried I wasn't going through. We're in a mold now, and we're going to go to Emigolf. It'll be a really good way for me to judge my amount of time that I can spend on making videos with these lore videos and work on just getting better at editing and adding in functions. And depending on how good they get and how much I like doing them, I may have found a new pastime to do and have fun with. So, but those will probably be like once every week to 2 weeks. I'll still do my regular videos, but that's something that I can work offline. That's why I saved the first one. And I'm not 100% sure when I'll put it out there. It will just be very basic, similar to the ones I do, but hopefully down the road, it's something I can look back on. Okay, so we're in, just to give you a quick view here, we're in Emilgranla? Emilgranla, I think. We are one jump away from Losec. We want to do our regular check. You've seen me do this before. We want to see, okay, we got a lot of pod kills going on, or a lot of ship kills, one at a time. And we've got 4 pod kills in this area, decent number of jumps. So there is a slight chance that this may be gate camped. Let's see how busy it is by our in-game map. So we are going to Eifer. That is, oh, and then we want to change up to, I think it was personal. Nope, not that one. Services, planets, geography and statistics. There we go. Average pilots in space in the last 30 minutes. There we go. So average pilots in space. I've got none right now. Now that's average, so we're going to make a jump for it. Whether I die or not, I was going to jump through anyway, but at least I have a better idea of having a chance to get through. So go ahead and jump through the gate. We do know there's a chance that I might die because I did pull up the stats. The other systems here are pretty dead too, so I'm kind of happy about that. I'm going to keep the map up over here. There we go. So I can make some quick decisions. The big one is the one after this, Gusundal. Now, there aren't any pod kills there, so interesting. Cross your fingers. Hope not to die. Okay, I got nobody on gate, so I have never been here before. So you know me, the first thing I always try to do is create a safe right off the gate, emo, for whenever I come back through here again. There we go. Now, who is in local? Should have had that up earlier. We'll put that in the middle. Only got one guy in local. Not too worried about that. It's a level 4. Let's see if there is anybody. So we've got some signatures here. Good. And let's get our directional scanning up. Good. Good. Let's get that pulled off of there. There's my directional scanner. We want that in a separate window. And let's get moving here. There's my directional scanner. Good. If you haven't seen my videos before, I've done 1 or 2 videos on directional scanning. I like to do one just randomly sometimes because it is one of the tougher things to learn, but one of the very important things I've found in the game if you are definitely going outside of high sec. And when I first started, I almost notoriously lived completely in low sec and completely in null sec because everything I read said that was the most challenging, and I had a lot of fun out there. I plan on going back. This has been a nice little excursion back to high sec. It's weird. I went the opposite way, but definitely got these. So I got nobody in system. Good. So let's pop some drones out. As you can see, you've seen with the fitting, this is a very basic ship. My character skills are very low. I do not have a cloak on here, so that's why I kind of do this on purpose, just for the fun of it. I'm kind of weird like that. Okay. We'll do our first scan. And you've also seen my skills aren't the best, so my scanning will take a little bit longer than normal. There's my probes. If you hit V, that is your hotkey for your D-scan. Always want to keep doing that if you're not cloaked up. Just randomly. I'm not too worried. I've only got one guy in system, and it said the average over the last 30 minutes was nobody was out in space, so there's a good chance. So I may not be focused too much on that. Ah! No! Dang it. That's not good. Well, this video is going to change from doing exploration missions to recovering your scanning probes when you lose connection. Hopefully I'm able to log in here. You'll also get to see my 3 characters that I have. we go. There's Amos. There is Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers! And there is Mr. Robert Gouldshaw. You know, I'm kind of paranoid. First thing I want to do is make sure I started my skills going. I'm pretty sure I did, but you know me, I have a tendency to be a little bit out there sometimes. So we are back up. Notice I don't have any probes out here. So first thing I want to do is just make sure my skills are going. Nope, they are. Good. Seconds are going. Good. Okay, that made me paranoid for a second. So I was messing around with them, and every once in a while when I'm messing around with my skills, I forget to hit start. Okay, so my probes are gone. Now they are out here, but they're gone. So how do I reconnect them? Very simply, you can just hit this little curly Q up here, reconnect the lost probes. Boom, they're right back. Now I do have 3 people in system now. So we have somebody new. So we definitely want to keep our directional scanning up. Whether he's in space or not, we will just keep that kind of rolling. You'll see it flash over on the left-hand side every once in a while when I hit the hotkey. Don't really need my drone thing up here. Good, good, good. Okay, Haas. Badger 1. HA, Badger 1. Okay, so I'm not too worried about Mr. Histona. That's probably his Badger that was going on there. Now, let's just see if we can find anything kind of worthwhile. Now, this is only a level 4 area, so, or for low sec, so your pickings here probably aren't they're better than high sec, but I found that once I get to level 3 and level 2 and level 1s and low sec, my chances for getting a good data site or relic site are a lot better. So there's a wormhole. We're not going to mess with that just yet. I usually scan them down, but I at least want to give you guys something worthwhile to watch. Double click it and analyze. I think I'm okay. I might have to bump it back out to AU. The skills, as you do them, it will take less time for these scanning probes to go through. Perfect. Okay, so we've got a Raven somewhere. Main thing I'm looking for is that, and that would be Dimitri Fields probably. Still right on it, so we'll drop this down to 2. That is a combat site, so we're not going to dig any deeper into that. That is something that also down the road I really want to get into. This can be very lucrative if you do the right ones, from what I understand. I haven't done a whole lot of them. Let's bump this back out to 4. A lot of ways you can upgrade your exploring. You can do sisters core probes. You can increase your skills. Just doing it over and over will speed things up for you. Okay, so we got another wormhole. So nothing real special here. I am going to go ahead and let's take a chance. Let's jump one more time. We're going to go into, which one was there? I think it was Kusendal. That is the next low sec area. Whee. If I can get through, I will probably just end the video there. I'm going to keep scanning, but that can get a little bit boring. You go scan your own stuff. If I do enough of it, people know that they shouldn't go to an area for at least a couple hours. Scanning, I've also found, is all about finding areas. It's so weird. I think if I'm understanding it correctly, the more activity that is in an area, the more chance there are for sites to pop up. So it's, let's make sure we can get away here. Anybody on here? Nobody? Ooh, a station. Let's warp to 0. So, what was I just saying? I can't remember. Scanning, blah, 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 blah. I talk a lot, blah, 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 blah. Oh, which is ironic because the more people that are in an area, there's more of a chance that some of them are scanning down those sites. So you want to find almost a perfect area where there's people that are rolling through, but they aren't scanning areas, and that will give you more lucrative stuff or chances to get lucrative things. So, really, really important stuff going on. Alrighty, I'm going to mess around here for a little while. I literally have never been in this area before, so I'm just going to take a look around and have some fun. This is kind of interesting. I'm just taking a quick gander here. If you notice, I like islands. I like areas that are surrounded by either low sec or null sec. And this is a one system island right here that has all NPC facilities. Now, that's too specific that somebody has to be living there, but it is a safe little island here that people could live and create things, but not be in the direct path of pirates and things like that. So I may just head down there. Actually, you want to go with me? Why not? Let's go. Maybe we'll die. I'm always interested in this sort of thing. So we need to... We're in Gusendal. We need to go HHBO. HHBO. So H... That's how I remember. I might die through any one of these gates. You never know if there's a gate camp. While I'm flying toward this next one, we're just going to take a gander at it on the side here to see if anybody's been killed. So in the system of Horrenditor, nobody has died or ships have been killed in the last 48 hours, so that's promising. That's where we're jumping through right now. Take a look. Take a look. Read a book. Reading Rainbow. Okay, I think that's where it goes. Okay, the next one is Hurundamud. We're going to go ahead and jump through that. Now, this is probably the scarier one. This is the next system because there's only one way in. It's on a chain. There aren't multiple entrances and exits. There's only 2 entrances and exits, so very easily people could be gate camping one or the other. But there has been 1 death, but that was 42 hours ago. Okay. So we'll go through there. And then the next one is Bundindus. So we got 1 guy here. No stations. No character-made systems. Looks like in Bundindus, there has been 1 pod kill, no ship kills in the last 48, but that was 18 hours ago. Bundindus is a little bit interesting. As we're jumping through here, I'll just pull a map over here. If you look, here's where I'm going. It does have refining and production. Okay, so we got 1 person, Kathy with a K. So the nice part is I know that the refining and the production are all in 1 station if I ever want to come back here. And this is our destination that we're going for. This is what I do sometimes. I just go into a general area. I just want to see who's there. Is it being used? Now, could it be being used by another time zone corporation? Yes, maybe 12 hours from now, this place is filled with people. But I don't really care. I'm really just caring about while I am there. Um, and this could be somewhat interesting. We're about to check through here. So this is Autoran. Autoran. So we do have one player station here. Whoa, okay. And I knew it. See? Nobody all the way here. And then it's filled. And if you look here, all these guys have the same first name, so that's probably one guy with multiple accounts. So these guys are living out here. This is pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So I know I probably don't want to move out here, but we've got that right there. There is no ice area here. A lot of corporations that are producers like to do ice. Looks like they've got some asteroid belts going on right here. I am slightly interested to see what's going on in the next system. That's a good place for me to die. We're going to go one more jump. Let's take a quick look on the map here, see if anybody has died there recently, because they may guard this. I got no ship kills, no pod kills. An industry corporation might use the high sec area here for getting certain minerals, and then the low sec area that I'm about to jump into to get another set of minerals. It could be very simple for them. Or there could be absolutely nobody here. And no system, nothing. Let's see how many asteroid belts there are. Decent number of asteroid belts. I'm just going to warp to one at 100. Why am I warping to it? Because I'm warping to it to see what asteroids are still available in the belt. That will tell me if there's a large industry base that uses this. Because there's nobody here. So there's a chance they may have already mined it out. Angel Predator. And then I warp 100 away just for that fact, because I don't have the ability to kill this guy. But let's go into mining. There's a ton of asteroids here. So that tells me that at least today, nobody was actively mining. I just went to a random belt, and it's clear. Or at least nobody was doing a mining op, where you have multiple ships out. This would be a great place to do an op at for anybody who's out there who likes mining, because you have a one-way in, one-way out, so you can, and the system before that's the same way. So if anybody's trying to sneak through and get to you, you'll have a little bit of a warning to get out. So anybody that wants to do that, finder's fee right here. I'm just joking. So I'm just going to keep flying around and having some fun. I'm now in high sec area. So thank you for following along with me with that video. We actually did a lot more than I was planning. I was just planning on talking about the skills stuff, but that was a good video, I think. Alrighty. You guys, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however the heck you want, and stay alive. Alrighty, have a good one. Bye.